It's been a while, but another Vanguard portfolio update for November 2023. I'm going to be going through my Vanguard UK account, which is my stocks and shares ISA and my SIPP, and my Vanguard Australia account, which is just a general investment account. I'm going to be recording this pretty quickly, so I'll get straight into it. Going to the Arsenal game shortly. First Arsenal game in 13 months, as I'm currently back in the UK for Christmas. Nice and cold, as it should be for Christmas. A bit hot in Australia at the moment. Got the decorations up. That's the extent of the decorations in my room. What else can I show? Not a huge amount. Got one of these bad boys, advent calendar. That's probably it. Let's get into the Vanguard portfolio update for November 2023. So I'm gonna log in now. I've not actually checked my portfolio for a while. I very rarely check it because all of my investments are automated. I also haven't been using my Vanguard UK account much because I've been in Australia and I've been using my Vanguard Australia account to monthly invest automatically. But without further ado, let me get into my Vanguard UK account now. So my Vanguard UK account is sitting at £44,000, £304. And that is split roughly 39.5k in my ISA and then 4.8k in my SIPP. So both of those accounts I had been contributing to, particularly my stocks and shares ISA, for a number of years. But as of this tax year, because I've been in Australia, I've not been contributing, but of course they've still been growing in the background. Let's start with my ISA, which has £39,500 in it, and you can see my personal rate of return is 28%. So this ISA, for a bit of context, I opened up originally in August 2018. I started with just £100 a month. Over time, as my salary increased, I built it up where in 2021, 2022, I was doing about £650 a month, and that was an automatic investment every single month into one fund, of course, the FTSE Global All Cap. A very fun thing you can see, if you click into the fund, you can see what I've been buying over the last like 4 or 5 years. It's pretty mad. All those green dots are my investments. The big COVID crash in March 2020, and other than that, it's generally been pretty smooth sailing, as we'd expect, because generally speaking, the stock market goes up over time. Of course, in the short term, it can be quite volatile, which it has been here in 2022 and 2023, but the long-term trend of the global stock market is up, which is why I use a global fund. It's the only fund I need. All my money is in here, and yeah, simple as that. I've obviously gone through this fund and my approach a lot on my social medias and this YouTube channel. If you've got any questions, let me know. But yeah, all of my fund in my stocks and shares ISA is in the FTSE Global All Cap, and that's, yeah, just under £40,000. Of course, the key thing here is, though, it wasn't built up overnight. Most of this is my contributions. So my total cost, as you can see, is just under £36,000. The gain is £3,600, and then my total value in my stocks and shares ISA is just under 40k. Secondly, my SIPP, my private pension, I opened this, I believe, in about May 2022. So I've had it open now for nearly 2 years. Of course, once again, all of the money is in the FTSE Global All Cap. If I click into the actual fund again, you can see what I've been buying or investing over time. There's a lot less green dots with this investment in this account, because I opened it years after I started using my stocks and shares ISA. The main reason why I used this SIPP was to tax efficiently extract money from my company, Making Money Simple, and pay myself into my SIPP through my pension. Mainly because in 2021 and 2022, I was making some money from Making Money Simple, and I wanted to essentially pay myself from that company. I couldn't officially do that. I couldn't tax efficiently do that for a salary as I was earning in the UK. So I chose to withdraw that money through a SIPP. To be honest with you, in 2023, I've made pretty much no amount of money, to be honest with you, from Making Money Simple. So I've stopped doing it because of that. And I've also been in Australia, so to be honest with you, I've just been less focused on my sort of UK personal finances, as obviously I'm earning in Australian dollars and making investments in my Australian pension instead. But yeah, that's my SIPP. I actually can still contribute to this if I want to, but I just have chosen not to, and I've left the cash in my company for now, just in case I need it for anything. But yeah, I made a whole video on the SIPP, what it is, why I set it up, how to tax efficiently withdraw money, so I'll link that in the description if you want to know a bit more detail about that. And with this specific fund, so my total cost is £4,500, my actual value is £4,800, so I made a few £100 in this account on paper over the last year or two. And yeah, once again, all the money is in one fund, the FTSE Global All Cap, a global index fund, and that's all I need for my simple, globally diversified approach. I'll talk about it a lot in my book, in my videos, but yeah, I could have 10 different funds, but it's just a massive headache and massive admin job in my opinion. So one global fund is literally all I need, and my money grows slowly over time. With Blitz through my UK accounts, of course there's no transactions to show because I've not invested anything in these accounts for months. And yeah, I'm leaving all that money in my Vanguard UK account to slowly grow and compound over the years. Now, account number 3 is my Vanguard Australia General Investment account. You may not be familiar with this dashboard because most of my audience is from the UK, but it's interesting, so let me show you what it looks like and what I invest into. So the headline figure is my portfolio is worth 8,732 Australian dollars, Aussie dollars. So to get back to pounds, you generally half it and add a little bit. But to keep it simple, it's about £4,500 essentially in my Vanguard Australia account. My approach with this is much the same as my approach with my Vanguard UK account. I essentially found the lowest fee, most global fund, and invest automatically into it every month through my income, through my bank account. With this account, I actually invest fortnightly. On Vanguard UK, you can only do it monthly, but in Vanguard Australia, you can do it fortnightly. So $500, about £250, goes into this account every 2 weeks. So essentially means across the whole year, I make 26 payments of $500 slash £250 into this account. Of course though, there's no actual stocks and shares ISA equivalent in Australia. It's pretty peak. So I've had to use a general investment account which doesn't have any tax advantages. But yeah, of course I still wanted to invest using my Australian salary, which is why I went down this route with Vanguard Australia. What's interesting is on Vanguard Australia, and I can make a whole video on this if you're interested, you actually can invest into individual stocks and shares and a range of funds. So it's a bit more all-encompassing compared to Vanguard UK, where they only offer funds. But yeah, that's going off on a bit of a sidetrack. So this is my total portfolio, $8,732. There's some cash sitting there because essentially my $500 investment should be pending and it'll be going through soon. But all of my money, once again, is in one fund, this time the Vanguard MSCI Index International Shares ETF. So it's an actual ETF, so the ticker symbol is VGS. So if you just Google VGS stock, you can sort of see its price. But essentially, it is the most globally diversified, lowest fee fund I could find on Vanguard Australia's platform. If you know a better one, let me know. But that's the one I've been investing into now for, I think, since about the start of the year. So I checked it since April 2023. I've been investing into this. And the reason why is because I use my stocks and shares ISA up until the end of the UK tax year. From then, I can no longer contribute to that. So I started using my Vanguard Australia account. So it's been April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So 8 months I've been investing into this, and I've built it up to, yeah, $8,700 over that 8-month period. All the money's in that one global ETF. If you are interested, I'll flash up a little screenshot here of the sort of overview of the fund. It's got a very low fee of 0.18%. It essentially tracks the global stock market apart from Australian stocks. So people generally have a home bias. If you're from the UK, you might invest a lot into UK stocks. If you're from Australia, you might invest a lot into Australian stocks. The thing is, Australia stocks make up such a small percentage of the global stock market because the global stock market is dominated by America. I essentially couldn't find a FTSE Global All Cap equivalent, but this was the most diversified global fund I could find for the lowest fee. It doesn't include Australian stocks, which isn't ideal, but Australian stocks make up such a small percentage of the stock market, it really doesn't impact my return that much. So I'll flash up a bit more information about the fund on the screen now. You can see it invests into 1,500 companies, so a lot of companies, but nowhere near as diversified as the FTSE Global All Cap, which has over 7,000 stocks, although the fee is slightly cheaper at 0.18%. rather than 0.23%. And that really is the Vanguard Australia platform and my investment approach. Very simple, very passive, very hands-off, just like what I've been preaching for years on social media and what I've been following myself through my UK Vanguard account. One bad thing about this is you can't buy fractional shares because it's an ETF. So it does mean there's some cash just left sitting over in my account doing nothing. But of course, over time, that'll then get invested as the sort of automatic fortnightly payments go through. And that wraps up this Vanguard November 2023 investment portfolio update across my 3 different accounts. Between the 2 different Vanguard country platforms, I've got just under £50,000. So it's a decent sum of money. As I said, I've not done anything special. I'm not a genius. I've just got automatic monthly investments into global funds. That's been my approach now for since August 2018, so for over 5 years now, and that will literally be my approach going forward. My book, Stop Waiting, Start Investing, which is going to be published next year, goes through that 3-step approach in immense detail, but that's what I continue to talk about, and I'm obviously practicing what I preach and following that same approach. Thank you though very much for watching this Vanguard portfolio update. Let me know in the comments how your investments have been performing, and I'll see you in the next video.